Hey everybody, welcome to the Prime 4 podcast. My name is Bryce.
Ross. Alex.
And today Chris is gone. So we're probably going to have a more game-centered podcast, so stay tuned.
You never eat the food at the baseball game, my guy.
Nope, and we think that's what he did. So he's out sick, I guess.
Yep.
We are filming on a Sunday rather than a Friday. So we did have time to go see some movies before the podcast, which we normally see after, and you hear about it the next week. But we'll just go through our normal topics. Hip-hop, we'll start with. So the Freddie Gibbs and Madlib Bandana album has a release date of June 28th. Mm-hmm. And I don't know any Freddie Gibbs. So this will probably be my first experience with it.
Isn't he one of the Bee Gees?
No.
Is he the...
He's not one of the brother Gibbs.
Is he Doc Gibbs in the Emerald Live Band? Is that where he's from?
No.
Okay.
I have no idea. I honestly have no idea. I listened to one of the singles, and it was Madlib, so the beat was like really cool, really good. But I don't know. Like, I didn't get into Freddie Gibbs there. So I'm gonna try on this album, I think. But I don't know. Did you guys happen to listen to it at all? You're a Freddie Gibbs guy, aren't you?
No, I don't even know who that is. Like, you gotta understand, hip-hop is dead.
Oh, shit.
Whoa!
Besides, like, Nas... Well, I was gonna say Nas for a sec. Besides Kendrick Cole, like, a few other acts, like, you gotta think, like, it's not even hip-hop anymore, it's all trap music. It's not rap. Like kids these days are gonna grow up in a generation where all they know is trap, not like the good shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Boom bap.
All they know are traps. Goddamn.
Goddamn. Yeah, I don't know. I don't mind like trap beats and stuff, but it's like we've had this discussion 1,000 times. It always leaves more to be desired. Mm-hmm. Like the music for today.
Ooh,
it's like cool beats, cool, I'm chilling, or I'm drinking, cool, but...
See, for me, like...
I'm not going to praise it.
Me standing outside of the whole, like, not, like, listening to a lot of hip-hop and stuff, for me, the main part of the beat is just to get you into the song before, like, the actual good parts of the song happen. So, like, to me, a beat isn't that important to a song. Its importance is to get you hooked, that's all. Like, it shouldn't be the whole song.
I agree with that.
That's what I'm trying to say.
That's a good analogy.
Like if someone's saying,
that's just a good thing to say.
That had a really awesome beat, and it's like, yeah, what about what he talks about in the song? They're like, I don't know, it's a good song.
He rapped.
Yeah, he rapped. Yeah, that's all.
He said something.
He kind of like mumbled his way through.
There's people like that.
He kind of mumbled his way through it like he's at church, but like, like
man, if I started rapping, I would sell out. I wouldn't give a fuck. If I'm making that much money that rappers are, no.
Well, Bryce, you gotta do like the one guy did. You gotta make an album. It's like, he was like an acoustic type guy, like an indie guy. And he made an album called like Before I Sold Out. And then after that, he like sold out.
That's what selling out.
That's awesome.
That's what selling out though, is giving it up.
That's
to the exec, the overlord.
At least tell people you're selling out.
Yeah, let's talk about money. How much money am I getting?
Exactly.
Like, if I'm getting signed for like millions of dollars, I don't give a shit what I produce.
You're getting signed in a 360 deal for like 5% or some shit, dude.
What do you mean? You're better off just doing it yourself nowadays.
Being Tyler, yeah.
Independent.
No, not Tyler.
Even if it's taking a loan to get equipment, you're better off just doing it yourself.
Even if it's just buying studio time and mixing it yourself.
if you think you have a chance at being anything, just do it yourself.
I would still hire people though, like a producer, engineer,
definitely.
and shit.
Even if it's like working part time to like buy studio time, to like and then give it to some guy to mix for you, pay him,
Yeah, I did one song on fucking a free software in it, and I learned as I went. Yep. It took me 3 months, and it's still not. Yep. It's still not anything good. Like my opinion, good or fantastic.
Just find some hungry, unemployed. Well, by hungry I mean he wants work.
Yeah, it's not easy. I don't think
unemployed,
it's easy.
Like music tech or guy who knows how to use all the stuff and just have him like work for your salary for you and do it.
And then a lot of it's just getting out there, like getting shows booked, getting all this shit, like being the dude that sings like one or two songs in front of the actual act. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, it's like, and yeah, I agree with that, but it's like just getting out there and having people actually notice you. Like, there's thousands of people trying to be rappers. All of them, most of them sound the fucking same. And they're on SoundCloud. They're calling Breakfast Club every morning. Hey, listen to me, guys. So-and-so at SoundCloud, or hit me up on IG, like shit like that. I can rap. And it's like...
That's why so many people try to be like the crazy guy to try to get attention or whatever.
Yeah, you have to like know somebody or be extremely fucking lucky just to break out or have anything become of like being a rapper, because it's so flooded.
Like, oh look, he went to this award show and he like threw his drink on this guy. Oh, he's cool or something like that.
It's like it's literally like all right. Where was I?
You said it was literally like
that could go anywhere.
Well,
you gotta think, if everyone nowadays like just has a generic rap voice, but they're like, hey, I have a flow, like, it's like, great. B.O.B. like still had to rely on people to come onto his songs and make them good, because he didn't have the voice, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Like,
which one was that?
The dude who had Haley Williams. I think he did one.
Oh,
with Eminem.
B.O.B.
Yeah.
I remember that. Airplanes.
Yeah,
it was.
It's more he had a generic voice.
Exactly.
He had he was a hit.
If you don't
with Airplanes and
but
shit.
if you don't stand
he was a hit, but it wasn't.
He had controversy or something.
It wasn't because of himself that he stood out, because his voice wasn't. Like, he stood out because of the people that he featured.
No, he got fucking like blacklisted because of something he said or did.
It's possible. I mean, I don't know anything about the
Let me see if I can find it. Why doesn't B.O.B. have a career?
Because basically the weight of his work was on the feature's shoulders.
That's not it, dude.
He
was
it.
very popular during that period.
He was very popular because of his features.
He had a radio hit. I don't even know. I can't even find him as B.O.B.
His name is Bob McGrath.
Why doesn't B.O.B. have a career? I even put like the fucking periods.
You put the question mark, my guy.
Bobby Ray Simmons Jr.
Why doesn't B.O.B. He is now rap's leading conspiracy theorist.
What does that even mean?
He's basically Alex Jones thinking that he doesn't have a career because
how B.O.B.
of
committed career suicide.
The rap deep state, my guy.
He did something that pissed everybody off, and he essentially got blacklisted and canceled. It wasn't because he couldn't hold his own. It's because he pissed everybody off.
Well,
just like Kanye.
I'll say that his...
I think he's a flat earther. Because I see that picture of a flat earth. And
well, his radio singles also, like the one with Haley Williams.
He had Nothing
the one
on
with
You
Eminem.
With Bruno Mars.
Yep,
there we go. So
Airplanes.
Bruno Mars carried it.
He is a flat earther. It does.
There we
that.
go.
Yeah. While the former reach, B.O.B. was featured on 2009 XXL freshman list with newcomers as Kid Cudi and Wale. I almost said Whale. A year later, 2010, hottest MCs in the game. His buzz was so immense, he opened for Eminem and Jay-Z for their home tour. By the end of the year, his debut album, The Adventures of Bobby Ray, hit 2 times platinum, and B.O.B. became one of the biggest rookies in rap. Right, Alex? Correct. His career had nowhere to go but up.
I was going to say everything after that didn't do shit, according to
So, by the way, this is fucking...
Which songs were on that first album?
From turntablethought.com. So, take this with a fucking grain of salt.
Let's see, if that first album had Haley Williams and Eminem on it, that's the reason why he sold 2 million copies off those two songs.
On that one,
whatever happened, let's see. He claimed that his personality on the mic is split into 2 personalities, B.O.B. and Bobby Ray. Yeah, just a gimmick. This side of him turned into the international pop star that he is today. On the other hand, B.O.B., the rapper, embraces the drug-filled, women-loving lifestyle of the stereotypical street rapper. Okay. Just tell me the answer that I'm looking for. However, one facet of him stood out like a sore thumb, and that was his lesser-known third personality, the conspiracy theorist. Having anti-establishment views is exactly a new trend. Okay, let me try to fast forward here to just figure out what the fuck he's
from what I'm hearing,
fucking talking about.
Having two split like personalities like that makes you fake as shit to me. But whatever, like just hearing that makes
It's
me
like
mad.
It's a gimmick.
He's trying to.
That's what I'm saying. Like I don't know why people would ever buy into it.
It's him trying to do the Eminem, the Marshall Mathers, and Slim Shady gimmick, but no one's gonna do it as good as he did it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, that's because
he invented it.
Both those things were actually like.
Well, actually, MF Doom was like an actual like kind of like B-list rapper before he became MF Doom or whatever.
So as far as I know, oh yeah, he was a flat earther and did a diss song aimed at Neil deGrasse Tyson. He's the guy who did that.
What?
Yeah. Oh, and Tyson's nephew did a response track called "Flat to Fact." And he got killed by Neil deGrasse Tyson's nephew, apparently. And
I heard about this actually. Yeah.
It was negative publicity.
I didn't know
he did some studio albums, unleashing the most inane of conspiracy theories, from celebrity cloning to Holocaust denial. It shifted from public perception of him being a rapper.
As soon as you go anti-Semite,
he went. So basically, he kept doubling down on conspiracy theories until he got blacklisted and just like.
So he took. Yeah. So
he alienated the music industry and his fans or people who would like him.
So what's funny is, to me, that means that the two personalities. Like, of the two, the third one is probably the one that's actually him. Those other two are probably fake.
I don't care.
He's the conspiracy theorist and flat earther because that's
you don't
the real
just
invent that as a third fucking personality.
That's the real him. The other two are his personas when he's performing.
He went all out.
Yeah. I'm just saying, he's all like, okay, I'm cool, and I got these two, like I can be cool, or I could be like drug,
I could be Slim Shady and Marshall Mathers.
But then I've got this secret in the background of who he really is, where he's like this conspiracy theorist, thinks everything's fake, and
so essentially he tripled down and committed career suicide, I guess, according to that.
Never have three personas.
Wait, so how did we even get onto B.O.B. anyway?
I don't remember.
We're talking about beats and just like mundane rap and popularity, I think.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It just ended up with
generic voices.
Someone, and then you started saying stuff.
It was generic voices, I think.
All right. So we do have some good news, though. And that was R. Kelly was finally charged. Did you guys hear about that?
Wait, is this in the Chicago, like with the DA or whatever?
I don't know.
Is she going to give him the same deal she gave Jussie Smollett? That's available to everyone, but not people who aren't rich or celebrities?
Possibly.
We'll see what happens.
He was charged with 11 counts of sexual assault and abuse for including some of sex with underage women.
That's what I figured, yeah.
So it looks like he is probably gone for sure.
Oh, he'll be in jail making shit. No, I'm just
kidding. Yeah. Oh my god.
I'm just kidding.
He'll be in jail trying to get conjugal visits from.
Yeah. See, the thing that sucks is it didn't even surprise me. I don't even think I cared because I just R. Kelly was like out of sight, out of mind for so long until we started talking about it on the podcast the first time.
Well, he was out of sight, out of mind until people figure out he was on that fucking weird bunch of young women in his house doing weird pimp cult leader shit,
Yeah. Which is pretty outrageous. That sounds like a B.O.B. conspiracy theory, actually.
It's one of them whole where you what's that called? Where you program people's minds? What's that called? There's another word for it, but I don't know what it's called.
Brainwash?
Yeah, that's the one.
So I was like, what are you going for? Brainwash?
I think that's what I was going for.
Probably.
I don't know why that didn't come to my mind.
A bunch of Stockholm syndromes. And
maybe I've been brainwashed.
Maybe R. Kelly's got you in the closet, dude.
Damn, man. Damn.
You guys have any thoughts on that? Of him, getting a broken broomstick in prison, or
what do you mean? He's probably gonna be writing songs about how he finds the prettiest, young looking dude in prison and just stuffs him.
Oh my god.
Okay, Roddy, that's not
Roddy. Okay, that's what Roddy's one.
How is that a number one? That's what's gonna happen.
How is that not a number one? Is that what you said?
How
I'm not
old is
saying
R.
it's gonna be a number one hit if that's what you're saying.
How old is R. Kelly? Like 80 now?
No, I don't know. I think he's like 50.
50, I think. I want to say
Somewhere around there.
Those younger guys might be able to throw him around. You never know.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh,
Maybe he'll brainwash him though. You never know.
if they have conjugal visits, so he'll probably be fine. But I don't think pedophiles last long in prison.
What if he like
allegedly?
What if he like
that's
brainwashes everyone in prison and like has like a cult?
Well, he's a celebrity, so
Jesus.
he'll get put in like solitary, where with like a fucking PlayStation 4 or some shit in his cell because he's a celebrity.
That would. I don't know.
You know
that
what?
makes prison sound.
I would
okay.
make him have to listen to World's Greatest on repeat for like whatever his sentence is.
Holy shit! What if it's like 30 years? He would be dead by then. Like he would kill himself probably. What? Or he's so egotistical, he just like rides it for 30 years. He's like, yeah, I am.
He'd write to Trump to try to get a pardon. It's like we both like young
my God.
women.
We both.
What? I'm just saying, like
Oh man, it's he could. I guess I'm just glad that
Depends
it's
if
like
they're state or federal charges, though. I guess
He's not. He wasn't.
Yeah, I don't know
Well,
what
he
it
wasn't
is.
in the military though, so he won't be let off. So
oh shit, he could pardon him though. Trump's like, if you perform at this, I'll pardon you.
I think
Trump's like, oh, war crimes? You're American. You're good.
I think the president
Yeah.
can only pardon federal crimes, so you would have to. The state's governor would have to do it for a state crime. I'm pretty sure.
That's probably right.
Yeah.
Actually.
Separation of powers and everything.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, like that exists anymore. R. Kelly sentence. I'm gonna see if it is federal. Can that be federal? If it's in multiple states, wouldn't it be?
If it crosses state lines, I don't know what good all.
It is felony. Is that federal?
Well,
Does federal mean
Not
felony?
necessarily.
No, it depends on the circumstances. Like,
I don't know.
I'll see if it says.
Usually, unless you're breaking a national statute versus a state one, like
He would have to be like breaking the law here and bring it with him somewhere else.
he would like literally have to be in an airplane between two different states, like having some kind of soul plane shit going on in order to.
Jesus.
Yeah, it doesn't say anything about federal. So.
Yeah, I don't know.
I doubt it would be federal then.
Probably
Oh
not.
well, no, he did it in multiple states though. Maybe it is.
But if he's,
I don't want to read this whole
indicted in the-
fucking.
But then he's just gonna be
article.
charged in each state. If it doesn't cross state lines somehow, like there has to be some weird bullcrap that would get.
It depends on if those kind of cases, if they can be charged in one of the states with everything,
or if it's literally a federal crime.
or
But
if they're
whatever
throwing
the
all together.
definition of that.
Yeah, I guess we'll just have to fucking see in the future. I don't know.
Because I know
how
in
any of that
Minnesota,
works.
like things from multiple counties can be just tried in the same county or whatever.
Yeah.
like,
Yeah,
they
they're
decide
like,
to
yeah,
try
you
it.
can have that crime. We don't care.
Sometimes they go to a third party place where,
Yeah.
all of them
to
can be
try 'em.
tried together. Yeah.
yeah.
So that's exciting. He's finally gonna go away,
Mm-hmm.
and he'll be gone, and probably just like Tamagotchi 6ix9ine, he'll be in the news once or twice in the next couple weeks, and then obscurity.
Has R. Kelly got anybody to rat out? You think?
And then he'll try to get an interview in 5 years about how he's still innocent, and then fade off into obscurity after
I
that.
think R. Kelly has anybody to rat out anymore. Like maybe he kept something hidden in case he got caught
Maybe he's
from like
got
his past or something.
maybe he's got Michael Jackson in his back pocket. I don't know, man.
Jesus!
I don't know what he's got. He's like, I'll snitch on anybody, whatever. Michael Jackson, whatever.
Do you think that people for example, like if somebody's gonna go to jail for something, do you think like anybody who's ever been associated with him who's done something bad is like, oh, that fucker gonna flip on me? What the fuck am I gonna do?
Doesn't he have to have, he has to have proof, though.
All those
Well,
old
they'll investigate you if he
if
tells
there's
them
old
to.
stuff,
Oh.
there'd probably be a statute of limitations.
Yeah,
Like all that shit where
I
they
guess.
forged like the papers and shit like that.
For Aaliyah.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
that is probably too old now. But
Yeah.
like any of the
But if you're
newer
still
shit,
doing it, they can
Maybe-
look into your old stuff and catch you still doing it.
Maybe that's why that guy admitted to it on wherever the fuck it was, that TV interview. He straight up
Yeah.
said, yeah, we forged the documents. Maybe there was a statute of limitations.
Probably.
But
And was it even in was it in a different country or?
But what is there different?
Maybe not, I don't
Like, does statute of limitations matter if you
There's only
you can't be charged
There's
with it
certain
if
The only
things-
crime that doesn't have statute of limitations is murder, isn't it? Isn't that the only one?
certain states can say that like assault, like sexual assault, doesn't have a statute of limitations either.
I suppose there is state.
It would be
Stuff,
state
yeah.
statutes like saying when things can't, whatever.
Yeah.
Dude, that'd be great. Fucking just commit like forgery.
Well, what if he's just like, dude, I know this guy murdered this dude. Like, I'll tell you where, like, what happened, and then you let me off. Like, what if
he
that?
could?
Yeah,
could break a deal.
He's like, I know who shot Tupac.
Oh shit!
Just out of nowhere, like, oh damn.
Get me money and a camera, and I'll tell you. Kodak Black, if you guys remember, he got charged with allegedly forging documents to be able to purchase a firearm. Which our gun control laws are so strict this is impossible. So I think he's innocent because our gun control laws are so airtight. There's no way that anybody could get a gun that's not supposed to, even a convicted felon. So I think Kodak's innocent.
I mean,
he should be
I at least like the thought that he wanted to at least like have documentation. Like
He at least wanted to purchase a gun through legal matters, even though he's not legal.
He wanted to make it at least look legal.
He's young. I can't imagine he's doing things smart.
Yeah.
But so he is to be held in jail without bond because he's in a connection to a shooting right now, I think. And they said, yeah, and the prosecutor's like, nah, he's too dangerous to be let out. And the judge is like, I agree. So now his court date isn't until September, so he's in jail until September.
Yeah.
So a few months, or what is it? June, July,
and then they
August,
can decide
September.
that if he's a flight risk, they won't let him out either.
Yeah. So Kodak Black might be done as well. That was very short-lived. People are like, after that, what's that DJ interview that he had where he brought up his old rape case or whatever?
Oh, jeez.
That was, yeah.
DJ Ebro. It was Ebro. And we're like, oh, fuck yeah. Fuck this guy. Kodak, you're like, that was fucking bad of him. And then he's like, yo, Lil Mod's gonna, or no, what's that?
Young Ma? Or...
Yeah, Young M.A. He's like, yeah, she's gonna fuck me. And she's like, I'm gay. And he's like, nah, she's still gonna fuck me. And everybody's like, wow, we hate you. And then this comes up. And it's like, okay, bye. Like, he bought that gun. He forged documents, bought that gun, and proceeded to shoot himself in the fucking foot is what he did. So that's done. That's all I got for hip-hop. And now that Chris is not here, we can focus so much time on video games, which we know our subscribers love. So let's do that. All right, you guys ready? Did you guys hear about that World Health Organization thing? They put in the... I always forget the abbreviation for the book, so I will not try. But it is essentially the book of mental illnesses that has lists all the mental illnesses and their definitions of what causes them, or generally what causes them, and how, all that shit. All the shit about it. Dictionary of mental illnesses. The World Health Organization added gaming disorder officially as a mental disorder. And the gaming industry is not happy.
Well, I heard that
what's interesting is they just took transgender out of there as a...
Did they officially do that now?
I heard...
I could have sworn I read that on Reddit, but you never know on the front page.
Oh, yeah, you never know.
I heard that the gaming...
Gender dysphoria.
That the gaming,
maybe that's still
the reason the gaming industry is so up in arms about it is because they said where's your proof, facts,
exactly,
or whatever. Apparently there aren't like enough studies or anything done or anything like that.
Well, okay, because
they're just coming out ahead of it and saying this is like a problem because it affects people's lives. That's all they're saying.
There's a lot of politicians that have rode the violence in video games things, and there's studies that disprove that, and there's barely any studies that provide enough evidence for it.
Well, there's people who say that vaccines cause autism when literally every study says they don't.
Of course,
but it's just like climate change.
Fox News jumped on this and said, "Oh, we applaud the World Health Organization." I was watching one of their.
Of course they do, because Republicans hate their fucking.
Until they ban all those people's kids from playing Call of Duty, fucking Black Ops 4, and the kids are all pissed off.
Yeah, and they
don't go any further with this guy.
They grab Dad's AR-15.
No, and then they can't get recruited into the military by the subversive advertising they put in all those shooter games nowadays.
Yeah. because they try to join the military and they don't pass a mental health exam, which the military probably doesn't even have. They probably take you willy-nilly, and then he's upset. Then he grabs Dad's AR-15.
They started having more people than they need, like, applying for it, so now they can be
more
selective.
Yeah. You know what? That's ridiculous, but I understand that a lot of people.
It's hard times, man. Got to get that money somewhere.
Yep, I almost joined the military at one point during the recession or whatever, when I was unemployed during the recession in 2008. I was unemployed for a very long time, and like I think it was like a year or more. I was finding odd jobs and shit and like temp jobs to scrape by to live. But it wasn't a living, so I'm like, oh man, I should join the fucking military just to get money. I'm smart enough where I won't be put on the front line, so I probably won't die.
That's what they'll tell you when you meet with them at the mall. That's like, there was a joke, a friend of mine that was in the Marines, like, posted a meme. It's like the next Call of Duty, like, starts out with the person going to the mall and having a recruiter lie to them or whatever.
But no, generally, it's a sad fact, but if you score low on those tests, you're gonna be a grunt. You're gonna be on the front lines most likely, or infantry. If you test high in certain aspects, you usually become support in some sort of technician aspect or engineering aspect. Like our friend who thought he was going to be stationed in Japan, but ended up repairing radios in North Carolina.
Yep.
That was him. He's a Marine though.
Hey, somebody.
I think he's got the tattoo. He's got the overlay on his Facebook photo. He's definitely a Marine. Okay. Don't take that from him. But he did repair radios in North Carolina.
The Marines tried to get me, man. They gave me a quarter pound of a cheese meal at McDonald's and had me take a test on a computer. Yep. I scored really high on the test, and the guy's like, "I see you didn't use scratch paper for the math portion." I'm like, "I didn't need it."
Yeah, I think when I took a test a long time ago too, I did well, and then I was like, I don't want to do this. And they called me for 2 years after, and that was once a month, just trying to talk to me.
That was back when I was in shape. I could run a few miles or whatever back then or whatever. Yeah. And I was all like, oh yeah, and I've been hunting most of my life or whatever. So they're like, oh, would you think about being a sniper? And I'm like, no. I don't want to. I don't want to die.
Yeah, I don't want to.
Just because I can run away if I need to.
Well, I don't think you have to literally sit there
3 days
for a couple days crawling into no man's land.
Well, is he trying to equate that to hunting? Shot. Is that what he's trying to do to me?
Yeah, it's I didn't sit there for 3 days pissing in bottles and shitting myself to shoot a fucking deer. I didn't do that.
Exactly.
I'm not gonna do that in a fucking desert.
You did all that math in your head. That'd be good. You'd be able to do the calculations. I'm like, oh god.
Yeah, the wind calculations and shit.
I'm like, dang it.
Yeah, that's that would be fucking ridiculous, but you would have to. I remember a story of a certain individual who would intentionally, during Vietnam, they would intentionally fail their shooting tests, so they didn't score well, so they wouldn't be put in frontline or sniper.
That's how you do it.
Yeah, and I know a couple people I heard of that did that, and I mean that's what you do. You're like, yeah, I want to be a sniper, and then you just can't hit a can from 25 yards. And they're like, oh, the deer must have been at 20. That's the real butter spot right there. But yeah, unfortunately, the less intelligent people generally end up being in the front lines and stuff.
I don't know. It depends. Maybe some people just really want that, but
maybe.
Some people who are really good enough can't pass their background or credit check to get top secret clearance. They would end up going.
Oh, you think so?
I'm sure they do have that kind of stuff. Yeah,
that's possible.
Yeah, if you're too far in debt, you can't work in intelligence.
Well, that didn't work for
That's high up though.
That didn't work for like
Isn't it?
As far as even for security clearances, you can't be too far in debt. I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah.
Generally, yeah, I would agree.
Because they're like, well, you're a risk for selling that information because you need money.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I'd do it. I'd sell.
Didn't they
the
just
fuck
catch
out.
some guy selling like secrets to
joking,
China
I
not
probably
that
would.
long ago or something like that?
Yeah, Snowden.
No, there was a guy selling stuff to China.
Snowden's cousin.
Probably Mitch McConnell.
No kidding.
Snowden just showed like outwardly put it out for everyone to see.
Yeah. let's rewind back here because we got off fucking track.
Yeah.
But the gaming disorder they define, this is directly from the book. It is in quotes. So this is what it says.
Ooh.
Impaired control over gaming, increasing priority given to gaming over other activities to the extent that gaming takes precedence over other interests in daily activities, and continuation or escalation of gaming despite the occurrence of negative consequences.
It's literally
it is addiction in a nutshell.
yeah. I'm like
pretty
replace
much.
like alcoholism with like gaming, and that's what you get
Yes,
pretty much.
it is a form of entertainment.
Yeah.
And it can be abused.
Yeah.
See, that's why I don't think I'm okay with this. Like, honestly, I play video games all the fucking time, but if someone wants to go out, the majority of the time I will drop the game mid whatever and fucking go actually
I want to
do
see what
something.
video game withdrawals look like. That's what I want to see.
It is imagine it's like a World of Warcraft player.
Yeah.
A World of Warcraft fan, essentially. Like, I can't wait till Classic comes out.
He starts doing like tic-tac-toe and shit. Like, oh, this goddamn it.
He's
God
like
damn
drawing
it.
out frame by frame the game that he's playing.
Oh Jesus.
Like,
Drawing like mazes and going through them. Oh yeah.
yeah, this is an issue. I think it's more like gives you an excuse to like not
Well,
be
the
social.
issue with this is how
people.
are they? So then it's a mood or a behavioral disorder then, or are they saying that there's other negative health effects associated with sitting and playing video games all day?
Well, negative consequences could mean anything. The antisocial aspect,
Not eating.
yeah,
That's where
physical,
the health can come in.
physical, like me eating cheeseburgers and playing video games,
Or eating bad food. Yeah.
yeah, and then like sitting there not being social could fuck you over in the long run if you do it young.
I heard they were
enough,
long
definitely
enough. Looking into the antisocial
Well, the
aspect of
issue
it.
with it
Yeah.
is that there's a lot of social aspects of gaming anyway.
See,
because
then that's the excuse we fucking make. Like,
See-
your parents say, and I'm like, I'm talking to friends online. It's like,
See,
that's still stupid as fuck.
should I get into my conspiracy territory here or not? I don't know if I should open it
That's
up.
not socializing. That's, I used to say that I'm talking to people online and it's okay.
they're saying
I'm not.
I have
I'm
a
not
friend
there
who
anymore.
talks to people online like every day, and he's like, "Oh, these guys are like family, pretty much, and stuff like that." And I'm all like, unless I have seen the person in real life that I'm talking to online, like that guy is nothing to me.
Holy shit.
That's how I feel about it. I could never be attached to somebody who I'm talking to. Like
I have friends that I've met online and played like Conan with.
I don't consider them a real person until I see them.
See, that's the thing. Like, they're my friend. Would I send them money? Probably not.
Yep.
Like this guy that I am friends with from Conan Exiles that we played with on his server. He is a person who is very friendly online. He's retired. He plays video games. He will befriend people, and he will even buy people games and like give them money if they need help. Like,
Oh, jeez.
yeah, and I'm like, you need to stop doing that, dude. Like, did this guy pay you back? Well, no, I don't expect him to. And I'm like, okay, well then don't give him any more money. And he does cut some people off. I guess it's just, it's weird. It's like being social, but not having any social consequences whatsoever to like...
If I don't actually know you in person, like you're nothing.
So,
Jesus.
okay,
I know
Ross,
that sounds awful, but that's why I don't use voice chat for games most of the time.
That's because no one wants to hear you complain.
No. I just don't.
Where's my team?
I don't want to.
Where's my damage?
I don't want to like even talk. Like I don't even install voice chat on my computer anymore because I don't want to talk to people.
I ran under this tower all by myself, and you guys didn't follow me.
Yeah. Well, that's because you're playing a game with other people in the room that are right next to you that you could talk to.
Yeah, but they're like, oh, well,
if you're sitting in your room alone,
they're like, oh, if you got on voice chat, you could actually tell the person who's not here like what's going on. I'm like, well, you're on voice chat, you tell them what's going on.
exactly. You're just delegating it because you have communication and you're socializing with people while you play a game because they're in the same room with you. Like me, I'm alone in my fucking room playing games. Like I have to talk to people on voice chat because I can't talk to them in the room.
Well, the majority of the time they're not even playing like the same game as me, so
because you're playing single player games. You're playing Stellaris.
I don't play Stellaris like ever.
Well,
God dang.
Maybe you should.
But
yeah, they got
maybe
new
you
shit.
should
I
get
don't know.
to
Maybe
that
I'm
end game.
alone with the way I feel, but like if I don't know who you are,
I think you have.
I think that you
gaming
have
disorder.
empathy
Wait,
issues.
What do you mean? If I had gaming disorder, I would like be only talking to people online.
Basically, by saying that like if you don't see people that they're not real to you, that's just like those people who are all like,
Wait.
well,
Wait, I want to see factual things. Wait, so you're calling me like, what are you trying to call me?
Especially like if I'm not affected by this, then why should I be affected by other people being affected by this?
That has nothing to do with this. It's like if this person over
You know, I'm
here.
just trolling you because person that you like talked about is like uses words like virtue signaling and shit like that. Because
What the fuck is that?
You don't know what virtue
it's something
signal
that
is?
people who
That sounds like
are-
Fox News.
It's what stuff that people who are
Yeah.
incapable of empathy say when people do things or say things that should make them feel some empathy for somebody.
I know a couple people that are monsters.
Like they use that when
It's when you point out
you,
something that like a lot of people consider not a big deal, but like you point it out to them, they'll be like, "Stop trying to like signal your virtues and like make me have to change," that kind of thing.
It's like
What?
it's like mostly it's in women's or gender issues, race issues. People are all like, "Stop telling me how to feel," is pretty
Yep.
much what they're saying.
Pretty much.
Like
people
most people that,
without empathy aren't really people. So
well, the people who use virtue
Well,
signaling,
half the country's that way, so have
like
well,
100%.
only 40%.
100% of the people that I've heard say virtue signaling are white. If that makes any
I don't.
sense.
I still don't. So virtue signaling is just like, hey,
I'll
Ross.
get the literal
Basically,
definition.
it's sociopath. So, like Tucker Carlson has used this word before, right?
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Because he is a libertarian, and libertarians only give a shit about themselves.
Yeah.
So, virtue signaling is people saying he should be empathetic to other people's problems.
Okay.
So, let's say that black
And
people
he just
are
uses a buzz phrase or term.
they use it
try
as
to-
a buzzword to try to dismiss these
Yes,
things
and reflect
as like a
blame.
liberal
Here
it is.
conspiracy.
Virtue signaling is the conscious expression of moral values. Academically, the phrase relates to signaling theory and describes a subset of social behaviors that can be used to signal virtue, especially piety among the religious.
Okay. So now I understand what you're saying. It's just like people made a term to something to reflect blame. Like,
It's like trying to like they think you're trying to push your virtues onto them, so they call you.
Like,
a virtue
was
signaler.
it the movie where they had the three?
Even if what you're saying is something that is correct and should be like, they'll say, "Oh, you're virtue signaling. Don't be telling me like what I should be like concerned with," kind of thing.
what? So for an example, like if I were to say,
Sociopaths.
Ross, look at this guy is clearly racist. He probably shouldn't be racist. And I say that too, and then you're like, "Don't virtue signal me."
Well, if
That-
you,
no, it's
Give me an example.
well, let's
So,
say choose like a term that like people still use, like I'm not gonna say any words, but like let's say you're saying like, "Oh, this term is racist because it has roots in like racism or something like that," and then someone just looks at that and says, "Well, that's like." Never mind. I went way off.
Go ahead.
Alex. Go ahead.
So let's say that there is a film that, let's say,
Luke
has
Besson
a good performance from a, let's say, non-white or non-male actor. Mm-hmm. And you say that they did a good, they did a good performance, they deserve an Oscar. Someone will say, her performance was average, don't try to fucking virtue signal.
So they. Oh God, I'm still
Because they
confused.
think that you're saying that
You're
they
just
did
saying
good
it just
because of
like Black Panther.
because of their race or their gender, essentially, versus like
Like people saying Black Panther is the best Marvel movie is virtue signaling.
the right would probably say that. Yeah.
Got him. I am walking that back, by the way. Black Panther's not overrated. I said that in a previous podcast. I'm walking it back.
It's like, what do you call it? Yeah, basically just if you try to tell them...
I thought about it. It's probably
that
one
they
of the
should
top 5
actually
Marvel
experience
movies.
empathy, and they're incapable of it because they're a sociopath.
Dude, I just saw on Reddit...
But to like listen to Fox News and actually take that shit to heart, you'd have to be a sociopath.
Yeah.
There's no fucking way you could do that with an actual
Here
conscience.
we go. The perfect definition for virtue signaling here. A term that is far too often used to dismiss an opposing opinion that is based on morals, ethics, or ideals.
Mm-hmm.
When the introduction of such into a debate could critically undermine one's stance. So it's pretty much like what they're saying totally destroys you in an argument. You're like, oh, you're just virtue signaling is what it's saying.
So, oh my God. So it's like Flint, Michigan should have clean water. Don't you want every United States citizen to have clean water? And then you're like, oh, fuck.
Stop virtue signaling. That should be the city and the state's problem. We shouldn't have to worry about that.
Oh my God. So
Yep.
it's like just a term for libertarians and alt-rights. No, I'm just kidding. I have no idea. But
Pretty much, if you make a good point, and there's any way that they could say it's because of like a ethical or moral thing, they'll say you're virtue signaling.
okay, I understand now.
It's like
So we can-
when you think
It's a scapegoat.
So we can
It's like snowflake.
So
It's
we
a term
can
like that.
dismiss
Okay.
we can dismiss any like anti-abortion legislation as virtue signaling.
yeah, it is. It's by definition virtue signaling.
Checkmate conservatives.
If they want to like keep going with that, that's fine. But I could call you a virtue signaler.
Then there's other states
for
who could-
anti-abortion.
Yeah,
But then you
because
think-
for religious means like
Yeah.
Yep.
moral or religious means.
Yeah, stop virtue signaling us.
Yeah, exactly.
Anti-aborters.
Yeah.
pro-choice isn't pro-abortion. It's just saying the government shouldn't have a say in what you do with your body.
Correct.
So when they're saying the government should have a say in what you're doing with your body, a state could also say all babies have to be aborted, and it will be completely legal if they overturn Roe versus Wade.
I hope they don't do
Checkmate.
that.
Conservatives.
Oh shit. Okay, let's not get too political again.
Yeah, we don't have to go there.
I did this. So this lack of empathy thing and being a sociopath, I was thinking about that today because on Reddit there's this subreddit called "Am I the Asshole?" and it is pretty much people who are pretty much like like not all the time, but it's like they need help understanding if something that they did was wrong, and that they
Isn't that the definition?
Isn't that
yes.
So let's say that you invite someone over to your house.
I have an
like,
example for this.
Okay, good.
and you treat them like shit. Like, are you the asshole? Go ahead.
Okay, we'll talk about that too.
Okay, yeah.
But this is
Wait,
So this is
fuck you. It has not.
I'm
God,
fine.
that's so stupid.
But this is generally people who ask the question, "Am I an asshole because I did this and this and this?" Because they lack empathy or are pretty much fucking sociopaths. And today I read one where it was this young woman, and she's like, I just fired a young employee who is 22 years old. Am I the asshole? And then she gave the backstory of he's 22, both his parents died in a car accident. They gave him a month off with pay, and it is a high-paying sales job, like $90K a year.
Yep, okay.
And he came back, and after 2 weeks, he was not performing well. So she fired him, and then she tried to justify it by him when they had the meeting to fire him. He told them to fuck off and left. And everybody's like, she's like, we gave him access to a therapist.
Oh, God.
And so when we talked to him twice. We gave him access to a therapist, and everybody's like, just straight up, you're the fucking asshole. You have no empathy. You're fucking stupid. Like
that kind
this
of shit
kid
takes months or years to get over.
and it made me think about when I worked in debt collections and the bosses. It's all about like salespeople to me are like the scum of the fucking earth. Like
Den of
people
snakes.
with den of snakes is what I called it with like the shark pit.
Yep.
The fucking it's people that their sole motivation is only money, and they can only think in money and commission, and they lack all empathy to do their job and take no feelings into account, and they destroy themselves as a human being. And this lady did not realize what she had done, and everybody's like, you gave him access to a therapist. How many sessions did he have? Do you think that therapy works instantaneously? Yep. He's age 22. He just got this job. Like, he's been working it for 10 months. Perfect paying job after post-college graduation. Mm-hmm. Both of his parents die, and you just cut out his ability to make a living after both his parents died, and you're asking if you're the asshole. Like, everybody just tore into this fucking person.
You straight up just put him on suicide watch. That's where
I even tore into this person on Reddit. Like, I was like, maybe try having empathy, like, when you manage people. Like, exactly. Because you have more success using empathy managing people than you do as motivation as money being the sole motivator. It's like when I was having issues with debt collection, in their defense was, don't you like money? When I was performing bad because I was all depressed and shit.
If the employees who actually give a shit...
My boss actually said that to me.
Sense that the company and management doesn't give a shit about them, what do you think the end result's going to be?
They only care about the bottom line.
Well, my question would be, how did he perform before everything? Was he fine before that?
Yeah.
He held the job for 10 months.
Then she's a fucking asshole.
Well, no, and then she said, I even asked my boyfriend, and he said, me and the management staff are absolute assholes for doing this to this kid.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, duh. Like, it's crazy to me how people, like, lack...
She didn't say
the empathy or, like, the social skills to,
a lot of business people...
But those are the best people. The bottom line, CEOs and stuff.
It depends on the company. Some of them are great. Some of them would fucking literally sacrifice their own brother for like $20 million. Like, you know,
some of them are Jeff Bezos, is what you're trying to say.
Well, Jeff Bezos, like, sure, he's worth a ton of money, but he at least does some okay things with it. Sure, he makes money off of it, but...
Yeah, but Amazon...
He does that thing where he's like, see, I'm helping, but then you look and he actually didn't lose any money with what he did.
Amazon's going to shit,
whereas
in my
Bill
opinion.
Gates, like, donated, like, half of his net worth at one point.
Oh, aren't you waiting for that one-day shipping, guys?
Yeah. Fuck that.
I got that one-day shipping on
sure, that is what... You know how his wife's getting like half his money or whatever, or something like that? No, it wasn't half. She took like a certain amount, I think.
Yeah, she's still the richest
She's donating a majority of it to like charity, I think, or like at least half of it, I think.
She was most likely his better half.
Yeah.
And to get into Amazon, like, that thing is going to shit for me. Like, in my opinion, I fucking hate it. I can't wait to get rid of Prime.
Don't you want that one-day shipping, man? Don't you want that?
No, because it's like, we have 2-day shipping. JK, we don't have 2-day shipping. And now they have random strangers in vehicles. Apparently, I heard in other states that now deliver your packages.
Yeah, did you hear that?
It's not any,
they're paying their own employees from, like, their distribution plants, like, money to, like, quit and start their own delivery businesses for them.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what?
Yep. Because they're trying to automate the distribution anyway with, like, all their robots.
They're saying they're probably going to kill FedEx and all these other companies eventually if they keep, like, actually being successful.
Yeah, a lot of people are having issues with, like, just random strangers.
The only issue with Amazon and like, UPS drivers and shit is, like, they are overworked and they do not, like, get time to take breaks and shit.
Yeah, or probably, I don't know what their pay is like.
Just like at fucking Amazon warehouses, there's, like, people who are, like, pissing in bottles because if they take a bathroom break, they think they'll get fired, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, absolutely. So now that we're done with politics and, like, virtue signaling and stuff, and talking about
you're
empathy,
never done with virtue signaling as long as the fucking the right exists.
Do you guys agree with this gaming disorder, though? Do you guys think that...
I'd like to see an actual study published that backs this up.
Okay. I think it's a hard study to, like, even...
How can
on a large scale, I guess, what would they do? Just monitor people's gaming times, habits?
You'd have to you couldn't even do it based off the times. You'd have to do it based off their habits. Because, like...
The thing is...
You could spend a ton of time gaming and be a fully functional, like, normal person.
I think it's fine to call it a disorder, but don't try to turn it at gaming and make them the problem. if you're not going to do it for alcohol, don't do it to gaming.
But alcoholism is a disorder.
It's a disorder. But you don't see them turning on alcohol and saying you can't sell alcohol
You know
anymore.
what the definition for alcoholism is? It's like extremely strict.
I wouldn't doubt it. But I'm saying...
Because, no, like, what do you think the definition of alcoholism is?
But there are people who are going to turn this whole mental disorder thing against the gaming industry when there are other industries that have disorders associated with them that don't get like targeted at all.
If you think that the person who buys fucking like 1,000 guns and fucking doesn't have a disorder, you're fucking kidding yourself.
I mean, to me, there's some sort of disorder there that has to be.
Let me see if I can find a credible one.
The person who has to protect himself from the government when there's something called an SR-71 Blackbird that'll just drop a fucking bomb on you.
That's the dumbest
like,
stuff.
that's called a disorder, okay? Mm-hmm. Like...
So the dictionary definition for alcoholism, I may have misspoke. It says an addiction to the consumption of alcohol, liquor, or the mental illness and compulsive behavior resulting from alcohol dependency. Mm-hmm. So I thought it was something different than that. So that is pretty broad.
Are people who play a ton of games actually dependent on the games, though?
Yeah, but dependent, like...
All I want to hear from them is have people say game in moderation. That's all I want to hear. Because there's no strict alcohol.
There are games that legit will say
drink responsibly.
There are games that will even say like you've been playing for 2 hours. Please take a break or something like that.
I think there's more to it. Like it's a faceted like
what it
issue.
is. Western civilization birth rate is plummeting, and they think video games are to blame.
No, it's people seeing what the world looks like and deciding
money.
I don't want to have kids.
Yeah, it's money.
It's like people are playing video games to escape from the shitty life that causes them not to be able to have their own kids.
It's like, oh wait,
in the first
people
place.
only want to have maybe 1 or 2 kids now because otherwise they can't afford it. Oh shit.
And there's some people who don't even want to have kids because
they can't
within 50 years the world is fucking done anyway because of climate change.
It's like, oh wait, there was a whole generation that put out like fucking 12 kids a fucking family and like
it all goes back to
the rest
greed.
of the world.
It all goes back to greed, anarcho-capitalism, and that is libertarianism.
Oh, money rules the world.
If we have more kids, then we can have them do everything for free for us, and we could like have a bunch of money that we don't have to spend on people to fix things or do anything.
Picture this: there's 300 million people in America, give or take. There's 320.
It's probably higher than that.
I think it's like 370.
Because that was was like in 2010. It was like 350 or
so. Okay, but think about this. There's like over 100 million adults in America. Enough guns for each of them. Yet they're still underfoot and trampled upon by the rich, and they suffer their daily lives when they literally have the power greater than the majority of armies in the world, and they can't solve their own problems.
Well, what do you think the rich? There's rich who are like people who are like, oh, I'm afraid that like people will rise up like French Revolution style. It's like, well, then fucking do something to make it so that they don't have to.
And people snap, and then they use those weapons that are for defense, and then they end up doing, a mass shooting. And then you have the rich telling you that that's not true. This didn't happen because of this. Do this. These laws exist because of this. You have the rich telling you how to live your life.
These laws exist because the rich pay someone to make the laws.
You're seeing it firsthand.
There's the NRA and other lobbies making money off these things because they say, oh, this is the one where they're going to take your guns, so you better buy as many as you can.
They've been saying that for the last 30 fucking years. Has it happened?
Yeah,
no.
I remember that. They're making money off of like all these tragedies.
The first time that happened.
People who are gullible. Like, that's Fox News' fucking MO. Yep. Gullible people.
Yep. When Obama was in office, and they're like, AR-15s are assault weapons, they're going to take them all away. Mm-hmm. I had a friend that worked for Panther Arms. They sold out immediately. They're like 6 months back ordered for AR-15s. Yep. They just fucking everybody was buying them left and right.
Yep.
Chris even bought one.
Oh jeez.
And it's like it just fucking blows my mind that people are so not necessarily Chris, but
so easily they're just gullible.
Manipulated.
Yeah.
But we're manipulated too in a sense, but it's not. It's not as blatant on a scale, I would say.
If you're manipulated by like facts and scientific,
Everybody's
like
got
natural
blind
law
spots.
versus fucking just owning the libs.
Yeah.
Like reality, unfortunately for these people that has a liberal bias because that's the way things fucking really are. Like science, math, like that's what defines reality. Like
People, it's insane the amount of ignorance.
like flat earthers, just as an example. They're taking math, they're applying it to bad fucking like starting fucking assumptions.
Yep.
And they get good mathematical numbers, but they're off because they started with bad fucking information.
And then there's a documentary where they do tests to prove that the earth is flat and then disprove themselves and then immediately come up with excuses on
Some
why
sort of government
the test
conspiracy,
was
yeah.
invalid.
The government made the earth round for a fucking second when I ran my test and then
They,
now it's flat again.
they manipulated our measurements or something like that.
Yeah, and when they were doing that thing with the light through the hole or whatever, and they're like, if you can't see the light, then the Earth is round. And they're over the walk. He's like, "You shining the light?" He's like, "Yeah, I shine the light." It's like, "Is it at this height, at this level?" "Yeah, I'm shining the light. See here." And then and then they're like, "That's how you prove that the Earth is round." So they just disprove themselves, and then you immediately hear the lady in the background. This is at that Netflix documentary, where she was like, "Oh, or you hear over the walkie, oh, there must be bushes in the way, blocking the light."
God damn.
So they immediately just look for excuses to disprove their own scientific
If the Earth is
experiment.
flat, how come you can't look across the ocean in fucking New York and see fucking Europe, right?
Because your eyes can only see
Checkmate
so far,
atheists.
which is true.
Well, what about a telescope?
I don't know. You should. I think there is a website for Flat Earth Society where they try to explain why things are the way they are in a flat Earth.
We got
They're
members
basically-
around the globe, right?
Yeah.
Flat earthers, anti-vaxxers, you have to just assume that they are acting in bad faith, is what you have to do.
Why can't someone? Because they're saying
There's got to be money to be made.
they're
from it. That's
saying
all
that
I
the
can figure.
world ends at Antarctica and you can't pass Antarctica. So I want, like, people are like, take them to space. I'm like, why not just take a plane? I don't know how viable this is because Antarctica is fairly large. No, then you probably couldn't do it. I was going to say take a plane and just like fly them towards Antarctica. And they're like, that's the wall that you can't pass, right? Otherwise you go into space. And then they're like, yeah, that's it. And then you just keep flying
Fucking pass
straight.
it, yep.
You keep flying straight. And it's like, is that it? And they're like, yeah. And then you keep flying past it. And then you get to the ocean on the other side, which it's probably too large. I don't think you can do that. Because you'll have to land and refuel or whatever. But that would just be hilarious.
Yeah,
It's
I'm looking up when their like Antarctica expedition is, the flat earthers, because I know they're going there.
oh my God, they're going to die.
Yeah.
They're probably going to die. That is, well, that's justice, but in a very, very, very macabre sense.
Some guy, I just see a quote from somebody. I consider myself a man of truth. Someone who hates being ignorant. It's like, wait a minute, you're a flat earther?
Yeah, don't virtue signal him, Ross.
God damn it.
But let's we have talked a lot about politics. We shouldn't have. Do you guys have anything else you want to talk about
There's
for
the
gaming?
illustration of Earth from a flat earther perspective.
Yeah, there's an ice. Oh, they have an infinite ice wall around it, in a bubble.
Yeah, what the hell?
I thought it was just an ice wall that kept all the oceans in, and then beyond that was space.
Maybe. I mean, apparently there's an ice wall in all directions or something. Is that-
Yeah. It's They say it's the world is surrounded by an ice wall. I cannot believe how fucking
That's
stupid
called
it is.
meth. It's
But
called
it is.
meth is what
It
it's
is
called.
not. It is not something you can easily disprove either, which is stupid.
Well-
It costs. Well, there's like the little scientific experiments.
Circumnavigating the globe, like how do you explain that, I guess?
Yeah, because you can't. Like, it's like, oh, you didn't take me in a straight line. You took me in a circle. It's like, how can you?
How can these people at every single stop along the way know of like this trip then, like in historical documentation of somebody sailing a ship all the way around the world?
They can't. They just think it's flat.
How,
Because you can see, that's the thing. Like,
how big of a hoax do you have to think that you think all these nations would be in on it in like the 15 to 1700s? That's freaking stupid.
It went from flat to round to flat again. But it's something that you can't easily disprove or show these people. It would cost millions of dollars just to put one of these fucking idiots in space, and then they're going to be on the ISS for some reason.
Why you only show me the above view?
Yeah, exactly. or like I said before, there's a fucking display in that window. You're just showing me a video through the window, and it's like,
and then you just open the airlock and problem solved.
It's sad, but these are people who should not they should not have the ability to vote or do anything. Honestly, it is such a detriment to society.
Yeah.
And then you find out that there's strong evidence that Russia started the whole flat earth and anti-vax thing to sow discord.
I saw that they were doing anti-vax stuff
on
Twitter
like Facebook and shit.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's played like a fucking fiddle. Just left and right played like a fucking fiddle.
Well, they're like this kind of shit works on our own people, so let's tap into the base in America that's like stupid enough to believe this stuff and indoctrinate them with it.
And the thing that pisses me off is these fucking idiots. They get to pick and choose what professional they get to believe. It's like this person dedicated their life to the study of science and geology. Do you believe them? They have more knowledge than you on the subject. No, they're lying.
There can be.
Do you go to the doctor and follow their opinions and the fucking medicine and opioids that they sell you? Oh yeah, they're a doctor. They studied for it. I believe that guy. Do you believe a fucking idiot on the internet that tells you vaccines cause autism? Or do you believe 99% of these studies from those same doctors that you go to that say vaccines do not cause autism? Who do you believe? You're like, now I believe the internet guy.
There was only one study that said that they did, and it's because the guy made up bad information and retracted the study later on because he... I'm pretty sure he either got fined or got. I'm sure
they say they're like, the reason he rescinded is because he was pressured to. I'm sure they say.
Well, he probably should have been imprisoned.
Yeah,
100%, because that's like
they don't want you to know the truth.
Yeah, that's like
it's literally like
if Charles Manson can go away for murder when he didn't commit a murder, those guys can go away for being making all this fucking ignorance in the fucking.
That guy
state.
Can go away for all these kids dying that didn't need to because of his fucking.
Yeah. I don't know how he doesn't get in trouble. I don't
know how the parents don't.
Murders, like
the parents of the kids who aren't vaccinated should be sent to jail for
He should
murder
go to
if those kids that are around those kids die.
It should literally be it should be the world court, literally charged with crimes.
Well, U.S. isn't signed on to the ICC because we'd have to hand over our soldiers that commit war crimes to the Hague.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then there's there's countries that are only fining people for not vaccinating their kids. Thousands of dollars, mind you.
Germany's looking at forced vaccination.
Yeah, they should. Absolutely, they should, because
totalitarian government.
And Russia's just sitting here like looking. And then vaccinating their kids just fine.
Yeah, I was like, oh no, they're like, they're distracted. Here, let's take more of Ukraine. Let's take more of this.
Yeah, let's buy out all the vaccinations for ourselves, for our future children, and let's make sure that every Russian believes that the Earth is round. And Russia's over here just chilling, vaccinating their kids, believing in climate change.
Eventually, we'll be the smartest ones left.
Yeah. It's fucking stupid. It's ridiculous. Okay, no more politics. We're cutting it off.
It keeps coming back to it.
It keeps coming back to it. We're about to talk about Game of Thrones. I'm just gonna put out the numbers. So it turns out, remember when I said 8 million was the average viewers? 19.3 million viewers for the finale on HBO.
Everyone wanted to see they've done all this. What the hell is going to happen at the end? So everyone tuned in.
I hope. I haven't heard. There's still a lot of hate for D&D online. The writers and creators of Game of Thrones, but I haven't seen many people walk it back yet. I'm still waiting for that. Because I did take back it, and I took it back to being the greatest show
I think
ever.
the last season only has a 50-some% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Well, if they had 2 more episodes to flesh out some of the decisions they made, it would have made a little more sense. But it's conceivable she would do what she did. It's just you needed another episode or two to get there.
Jorah Mormont? Can I get into spoilers?
For Game of Thrones?
Yeah, it's already been weeks, right?
Yeah, it's been a couple weeks. It's fine.
That Jorah
No, it's been many weeks.
Jorah
yeah.
Mormont was supposed to actually survive like that battle, but they couldn't actually figure out a way to make him leave Dany's side in the battle for him to survive. So that's why he died in the episode.
What do you mean?
Like, he was supposed to survive the Battle of Winterfell. Like, originally they planned on him surviving.
Yeah.
But they couldn't think of a reason for him to leave Dany's side to where he wouldn't... Because he was supposed to, like, be with, like, Jon Snow and, like, Tormund, I think, at some point in the episode. Mm-hmm. But they couldn't think of a reason for him to be with them, so they just...
And not by Dany's side.
Yeah.
Well, Dany was on a dragon. What else could he have done?
I mean, I don't know.
He was on the front lines and she was on a dragon for most of the fight. I'm assuming he would have left and just assumed that she had been on a dragon the whole time.
I mean, like, apparently they couldn't find some reason for...
Well,
for
he
him to,
showed
like-
her. Well, when she fell off the dragon anyway, he came out of the fucking blue anyway to help her outside the fucking walls.
Yeah.
Like 100 yards outside the walls.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of it they could have done better on. I would have liked it if Jorah had survived.
Mm-hmm.
Then they did the King's Landing thing, and Jorah was with Jon Snow when all the shit was kicking off, and he sided with Jon Snow. And then Jorah Mormont's the one who killed Dany. That would have been so good. He's like, I really loved you. And then fucking... Oh, he had...
Take this for the friends.
No, Sam gave him the Valyrian steel greatsword from the Tarleys, from Randall Tarley's greatsword. Mm-hmm. So he would have had a fucking like greatsword, just fucking cut her in half. That would have been way better. I like that ending. I should have wrote the show.
He uses Heart Eater,
and then he goes to
stabs
the
her in
wall.
Heart Eater, yeah. That show was so good. I love that show.
What if he goes to the wall after that then?
That would kind of be poetic. Like his dad was sent there. Mm-hmm. He was exiled.
Yep.
But no, he ran. He ran because he was exiled to the Night's Watch, but he ran. When he was sold slaves.
Oh, okay.
But because Ned Stark doesn't like when you sell slaves. But yeah, that would have been kind of cool. Like his dad was the Lord Commander of the Night's Watch, and then he would have came back, and at the end, Jon Snow would have gave him Longclaw, and he would have been like, "Oh my God, I am my dad," and then like, and it ends like that would have been cool.
Yeah.
But did you hear about Kit Harington? I think you told me this one.
Yep.
What happened to him?
He checked himself into a wellness center because apparently, like, he was having like kind of like issues with like the show ending and just everything surrounding it, I guess.
Can you imagine?
I heard he was drinking a lot and stuff. Apparently.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah.
Oh, I wonder if it's because
he's gonna have to find more acting gigs.
Yeah, I wonder if it's like
I think his wife, the one from the show, or she's the one who like told him to go to like treatment or whatever.
Rose Leslie.
Yeah.
That beautiful egret.
I think she's been acting in other shit. I don't know if she's getting
I
any
think I saw her in
popularity.
something.
out of
Oh,
it,
she was in one of those fucking shows that had maids in it and shit. One of those British shows that had maids in it that people eat up. I don't think it was Downton Abbey. But
yeah.
No, I'm sure she's getting work, but I don't know if Kit's getting work.
Yeah, I have no idea.
He was in. He could probably be in movies if he auditioned.
He was
for
in that Pompeii movie that bombed.
He was in.
That was
he in
during.
Silent
That was
Hill?
years
Silent
ago.
Hill 2, he was
that
in,
movie was good though.
Yeah.
That I don't blame him for that one. That movie was good. But yeah, if that would be, can you imagine that though? Working on a project
Let's
for
see
like
if he's
10
got
years,
anything in the
and it's like,
pipeline. I'll look it up.
okay, like on his IMDb.
Yep.
But could you imagine Alex doing a show for like 10 years and you're like, okay, we're done, we wrapped. Like your temp job's over for that was a decade long. Like you got to go do something else now. That's insane, dude.
Hopefully, either went to school or is gonna try to act more. One of the two.
I hope he acts more.
You'd figure he probably went either to like an acting school or got a
He played
degree
like
in like underwater basket weaving or something.
Oh my god, he played one character though for 10 years. Like that's got to be difficult to break out of that.
Let's see what he's got.
Well, he was in like other movies. It's just I don't.
He had
know
a
if I'll
voice.
remember that
He has a
yet.
voice in How to Train Your Dragon: The Hidden World. Apparently, like a kid's.
Is that the newest one?
Yep.
Yeah, it's this year it comes out.
Oh, okay. So
if it hasn't already, it might already came out.
Okay, so that's probably a little
Other
bit of
than
money.
that, I think that's the only thing he's got like in the pipeline right now.
Are you fucking serious?
That's the only one that says like 2019, really, that I see.
I think that one already came out too.
It might have, yeah.
Holy shit, that would be depressing as fuck. Oh my god.
Well,
Kit, I hope
there are
you
some
get
actors
something,
who
dude.
live just fine off like a movie a year or a movie and a voice.
Usually
part a
they
year.
even usually they'll
Kit-
have rumored roles and
Kit,
stuff.
if you need something to
Not
do,
every
man.
actor is as prolific as Samuel L. Jackson. You know, like you don't need to be.
Kit, if you're stretching for work, man, we can get up some cash together. You could come on here and act like we're popular, and then
We'll have you talk about Game of Thrones.
oh god, that'd be great. No, I hope he does well, dude. I love Kit Harington. Like, I love Jon Snow. That was great. Man, that sucks.
Mm-hmm.
So he's got so he just resorted to drinking and kind of went downhill from
Just
there.
like probably like
He was just on SNL too recently, like just a few weeks
probably
ago.
just the behavior that comes with like something that was like your world for
Postpartum
years.
depression.
Something that was your world from years coming to an end, kind of thing.
You're just gonna see him like sitting on a bench with a sandwich, looking all sad and shit.
Oh,
and then,
sad kid.
Yeah.
and then like all of a sudden he's gonna have a resurgence because he gets into like some.
Are
new
you
movie
gonna? Are you
franchise.
saying that Kit Harington's gonna be the next Keanu Reeves? Is that what you're trying
Well-
to say? Because I don't know if I can get on that bandwagon.
Well, you never know. Like you can only hope.
It's possible. They need to make another Speed movie. What would they do? What would they do for a Speed movie?
Speed.
Because they did
Speed in space.
It's like
sell me on it.
Okay,
what are we doing?
if they drop out of hyperspeed, they'll end up in the gravity well of the largest fucking
No.
supermassive black hole. in the
They're
universe.
speeding toward the sun, but if they change their trajectory, the ship explodes.
Okay, so you're not selling me on it. Okay. Aside from space, they did bus, cruise ship.
I think that's all they did. Didn't they only do two?
No, there's got to be more speeds.
I
thought
thought
they-
that
they probably did
I thought there was
train.
only two because like the second script was so bad, Reeves didn't sign on for
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know. Okay.
it. Like on the cruise
Hey,
ship.
they got her though. Didn't they get Sandra Bullock for it from the first one?
Yeah.
Oh, what if it's a fucking Tesla? An auto-driving car. Tesla, Speed.
Didn't they already do a better version of Speed on the X-Files though, or whatever? With the guy who can't stop moving.
Bryan
or whatever?
Cranston. Yeah. That was one of Bryan Cranston's early acting roles.
Oh yeah.
Did any of you guys had anything on games, by the way? We didn't necessarily finish, but it doesn't matter. You
There's
guys
really
got
not
anything?
much for me
trying
in
to think
gaming
if I-
news other than E3's coming up in a couple weeks. We'll be able to have more to
Yeah.
talk about then.
Did you hear Call of Duty's releasing, like, doing Modern Warfare for
An
their
update
last
on
fucking
Modern
game?
Warfare or
Yeah.
whatever?
They're like redoing like it kind of
Reimagining with
reimagining
modern-
it said.
modern,
Yeah. So
technology.
Call of Duty's gonna be gone. It is.
That game's gonna sell like hotcakes. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but they're saying that was their last one. It's going to Black Ops now. Or the Treyarch, I think,
We'll
right?
see.
Because they had one doing the Call of Duty games, and then Treyarch was doing the...
Treyarch took over.
was doing the Black
Black
Ops
Ops.
games.
Yeah.
There was two companies doing the two different games.
Infinity
Sledgehammer
Ward
they
was-
cut out now pretty much as being
Infinity Ward was like they were the ones who did Modern Warfare 2, right? Or 3?
Infinity Ward's still doing the certain ones, I think.
Fuck, yeah. They got a lot of shit going on with Call of Duty, like being passed
They made
around.
it so that was it Treyarch is like heading it now instead of Sledgehammer and the other one or whatever.
They should have kept Call of
That's
Duty...
entirely Activision's decision too, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
They should have Call of Duty remain like single-player war campaign games, and then Black Ops would be like the multiplayer, full multiplayer
Medal of
aspect
Honor,
of it.
what those were games were fucking great.
Those games were great.
Medal of Honor.
Weren't they like Steven Spielberg, like or someone?
He might have
Some director was
owned
involved
them.
with,
yeah.
Yeah.
Medal of Honor.
Yeah.
I think it was
They were
Spielberg.
good.
Might have been Spielberg.
Tom
Yeah, those had
Clancy's,
good single-player campaigns for sure.
Is that the ones where it had like the hit boxes for like the arms and the different parts of the body and stuff like that?
It could have been.
I can't remember. Medal of Honor would have been PlayStation.
I just remember
there was-
using a shotgun in multiplayer and like sniping people with across the map. How
Because
bad.
I think I played like Rising Sun or whatever. That's Medal of Honor, isn't it?
Yep.
And that one had where it literally would keep track of if you
think
hit their
so.
arms or legs or like in their body and stuff like that.
Would they like lose a limb?
It had like
did
it
they
had
lose
like
it?
a shot chart that would show you where you would hit, and
At
I'd
the
always
end,
be
it
like
would
the
show you
arms
where
and the
your killing
legs.
system were, and it was like left arm.
Oh, I think I remember that. Yeah.
Oh god.
So John Witherspoon says Boondocks is coming back.
Yep.
Are we excited about that? I fucking am.
Is the one guy back?
John Witherspoon is.
Is Aaron Magruder actually signed on for this? I
probably not.
I think he was doing.
You think so?
I know he was doing more comics.
Yeah, he is doing more comics, but I haven't seen anything saying he signed on for this, so I have no idea.
If Witherspoon's saying they can't, they wouldn't take that away from him, would they? They couldn't.
Well, if he's still doing the comics, does he still own the rights?
Well, they did.
Did they split the rights of the TV and the comics? But
They already did stuff without him already.
Aaron Magruder,
or 2 or 3.
That was in February. That's when he did the comics.
I think 2 of the seasons were without him already. I want to say.
I want to say season 3.
Maybe one of them was only.
He did the comic book strips earlier this year in like February.
Yep. I think I just read something saying he had some new stuff he was working on, though, at the same time as I saw that, and I was all like, interesting.
So, what do you guys think about it? Would you care if someone else show ran it, as long as they had the same actors?
Well, I think the last season was like somebody else, I want to say, the one that they last did.
Okay.
So,
because I don't think Aaron Magruder was writing every episode. I'm pretty sure show had writers.
People
Yeah. God, the fucking Boondocks is so good. I fucking love that
written
show.
by Aaron Magruder, season 1 through 3.
Yep.
And then there's a couple other people who someone else did season 4.
Yep.
Angela something or another.
Nissel.
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
I heard there were some decent episodes, but like overall, like people didn't like it as much in season 4. So
okay, so there is going to be an issue if Aaron Magruder doesn't.
Well,
run
if he gave her his blessing to write season 4, maybe you'd have to look into it more.
Yeah, I guess we'll have to play it by ear, but I'm excited to see where they go with it because that's like. The Boondocks is one of my top favorite shows of all time.
Was season 4 the one where he got the iPhone and Siri was trying to kill him or whatever?
I don't remember, but that was pretty funny.
Probably season 4, because that would have been more recent for an iPhone to be ridiculous. In there. So do you guys... So we saw a couple movies. Mm-hmm. We'll get into them. So we're going to do spoilers for Brightburn. Unless you guys don't want to hear spoilers. I'll just give a quick review of what I thought.
Yeah, you can just say if you thought it was good or not.
Okay, so Brightburn, I saw. These guys did not see Brightburn. And for those of you who may not know, Brightburn is the movie that was produced, I believe, by James Gunn. I don't remember. And his brother.
Might have been. I know his brother does stuff with him.
I can't remember who directed it, but it was essentially a different take on a Superman story.
Sounds like they're trying
where
to
Superman, it's a kid who is like same Superman story, but yeah, he's evil. Mm-hmm. He ends up being completely evil.
Yep.
So this movie goes through kid life, and then eventually it unfolds to being where he is evil.
Can I ask you, is he inherently evil and it just gets like brought out of him, or is it just he gets like the way things happen to him?
Would that be a spoiler?
Oh, okay.
That would be a spoiler. So no, I cannot say it. But I will say that the movie, it wasn't bad. I thought it was good, but it sucked because I don't think it's going to be a very big movie. But it wasn't.
It didn't cost that much to make.
Yeah, it was very cheap to make.
Yeah, but I didn't go through it. I didn't leave the theater going that was amazing or anything like that. It was cool. It was good.
I heard like you could pretty much tell like who was going to pretty much die by the end.
The reviewers were saying that the movie like. The best part of it is watching what happens to the family. You know what I'm saying? Like the mother and the father and shit. Like,
Well, yeah, because it pretty much goes how you could expect a movie like that to go. It pretty much goes son main storyline to son being backdrop because you can't really have a movie of his perspective during that period of time where he is evil.
You gotta have the one parent who's like
it's like the transition and then backdrop.
The one parent who's like he's misunderstood or whatever. Then eventually right before the end, she's like, "Oh no, he's like evil."
You could guess that. You could assume that. I don't want to give any spoilers, but I think it's worth a watch.
Yeah.
Like if you don't like spending money to go to theaters, I wouldn't suggest you spend money to go see it in a theater, even though it makes the sound like I just fucking love the theater experience, like the sound and everything.
You can get Atmos nowadays. You can get a Dolby Atmos set where you just have to mount like 2 speakers.
I have a Dolby Atmos headphones, but I don't. You have to buy like the Dolby Atmos like movies or something, rent them. I don't think I've ever played it.
I have a question.
You have to buy also a program from the Windows Store for a couple dollars to get it to work properly. I think.
Mine came with it though. My headphones came with the program.
I have a question. So in the trailers, it makes it look like
the content has that.
He might have like disability of some sort, maybe
autism.
Like autism or something.
No, I don't know.
But does he actually have it, or is that just because he's like an alien?
It is.
Do they not flesh that out?
I guess it's. I don't think that would be.
Does he know that he's different and it causes him to have Asperger-like tendencies?
Oh Jesus, calm down.
No, it's the Superman story.
Okay.
Hidden until he discovers himself, kind of thing.
Really? He thought that he was just a human, even though he's like fucking invulnerable.
But he was like.
How many days he ever been sick in his life?
Oh God.
He was an antisocial kid though. So, I mean, but this is like, I don't know. He grew up on the farm, rural. Like they didn't really. No, it's hard to explain, I guess.
Does it give the wrong message though? That like, if Superman was like,
there's no friends in the movie.
If Superman was an antisocial nerd, he would be evil. Is that what it's saying?
Okay. He was antisocial. He was bullied, and they never showed him having any friends.
Okay.
So I wouldn't say it was a mental disorder.
Or to be fair,
he might be have the. Should I say
this is the what do
it
you
may
call
be Asperger's.
It's
maybe.
like
no. So this is the comic book variant of a school shooting, essentially.
Oh God,
I don't know about that.
No, I wouldn't say that.
Gonna say,
well, the kid has no friends. He's being teased at school.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah,
I see what you're saying.
In comic book terms, that's what this could very well.
But to me, it's almost like if Superman wasn't accepted, like as a child, even. Is what the movie is.
Well, in a lot of the Superman movies, like they make him not accepted by people as a child, but the parents always steer him in the right direction.
As a child, he wasn't accepted either, Superman?
Well, at school, there were...
Well, I saw Smallville. If that's anything to go by, he was popular as fuck and had hot chicks sucking him off all the time.
Was it the first Henry Cavill movie where he's getting into fights with people at school?
But that's not necessarily not being accepted. Like,
fighting is part of Steel?
Fighting is part of being American.
Doesn't he get like beat up and he's like planning on like beating them up?
Yeah,
or
he
something?
has
And the
bullies.
dad's like,
yeah, there is bullies. So Superman was bullied. And then his dad comes up to him and he's like, listen, son,
he wasn't really
you could kill everybody on the planet, but don't.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
Yeah, don't do it.
Don't be that guy, dude.
What
don't
about
be
the
that
ones
guy.
who call people snowflakes and don't care about others, though?
Well, they grew up on a farm. Their parents are...
Yep, and then that kid in
You
Brightburn...
have Superman wearing a MAGA hat. Oh, fuck. Oh, we're fucked.
And then that kid on Brightburn, and like the parents tell him not to kill people, and he's like, don't you fucking virtue signal me.
Yeah. His dad's like, he's like, son, they're trying to take our guns. And then Superman just flies to Washington, rips out Obama's heart with a MAGA hat on.
Whoa, calm down.
That's it. That's Brightburn 2, baby.
Brightburn 2, oh God.
Make America great again. But this is a movie that you guys would like.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I'll tell you that. This is in your wheelhouse.
I don't know about
Ross's wheelhouse. I don't know
sure.
about yours. This is Ross.
I wasn't a big fan of any of Gunn's other work, so I'm sure I wouldn't be impressed with this.
Yeah, you probably wouldn't be impressed with this end. I think Ross would enjoy it though. So I would say, I guess, if you're interested but hesitant on spending money in a theater, don't go spend money in a theater, but just rent it.
Yeah.
You might like it. It's a good horror movie. It's a good change on the horror. See, I can't do the spoiler. I want to tell the spoiler that you told me last night because you look into shit when you shouldn't.
No,
but we'll move on.
Stuff gets spoiled for me, like when I'm scrolling online, which is annoying.
Don't go on fucking Facebook then, or 4chan.
Don't use the internet at all if you don't want to have anything in life spoiled.
Fucking much.
I went on just Reddit for like.
Don't even go outside your house because if you're
like,
walking in the store, you'll overhear someone talking about that movie.
Well, you'll see. No, I'll be looking at my news feed, and there'll be a news feed, and you're like, "What this meant in the movie?" And I'm like, "Well, thanks for ruining it for me." I'm like, "Why is this a news story?"
Yep. News stories, like, they don't care if they spoil shit,
I guess
even
not.
in the title, because they want the clicks and it's controversy. So we saw a movie last night. Ross, tell us about it.
Godzilla.
Okay, keep going. Tell us about it, Ross.
What was it?
King of the Monsters.
It's King of the Monsters, right? Or is it King of Monsters? Which one? I think it's King of the Monsters.
Yeah.
I don't remember. I just wanted to see Godzilla fighting things, so.
Which we
Fucking
did see.
swole Godzilla, dude.
Yeah.
That was thick with 3 C's Godzilla
Jesus
right there,
Christ.
dude.
This dude he had to walk
Thighs
through
of
the
a
door
god.
sideways, dude.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert, Godzilla wins.
No shit. What if they made one where he did lose? Like, that would be cool, and just the world ended.
I mean, the original Godzilla movie, he loses, so.
Well, yeah, because they kill him.
Yeah. Spoiler alert.
But then
70 years ago.
yeah. But then they're like, oh, we need to make more of him. JK, he didn't die. Or is it new Godzilla?
They come up with a way that he comes back somehow.
Oh, of
Yep,
course.
exactly. It's like time travel. It's like Hamlet 3.
No, he sucks off Chernobyl and then comes back. Tell us about it. What the fuck did you think about it, fucker?
Amazing.
Okay, go details. Give us details.
I'm not gonna spoil the damn movie.
You just said Godzilla wins.
That ain't a spoiler. They're making more movies. How is he gonna lose?
Well, they're making more movies. You don't know if it's with Godzilla. It could be Son of Godzilla. You
If
don't
you
know.
like Godzilla and have watched other Godzilla movies, there is a lot of good shit in there that you will appreciate.
Easter eggs and stuff.
Yeah.
And paying homage.
Yep.
There's
Would you
also,
recommend?
like,
Oh yeah.
As just a standard action
You mean for
movie.
just somebody who's never watched
Just-
other Godzilla movies?
Just a standard monster
Maybe
movie.
have you at least seen the first movie?
See, I haven't. And I saw that movie.
Oh, really? You didn't see the first Godzilla with Bryan Cranston? Or
if
anything?
you're
Oh, I
looking,
saw that
if
one,
you're
yeah.
looking
that's what I
for
mean.
like a
That's what I
very,
meant.
It's no 1998 Godzilla though with Matthew Broderick and Jean Reno.
if you're looking for like a great like fucking like Oscar-worthy
I mean,
narrative,
if
that's
you're
not
one of those people who can watch,
no shit, Alex.
if you're one of those people who can watch the first movie of a franchise like Godzilla, for example, and be like, "Oh, this movie's decent," you know, even if you think it's just decent. If you're one of those people who can sit there and not watch the second one, I don't want to be friends
6
with
out
you.
of 10 won't fucking bet.
Fuck. What do you mean?
Like,
What if you didn't like the first one?
well, if you didn't like it, then don't watch it. I guess.
Yeah,
I mean,
if you didn't like the Bryan Cranston one, don't
Well,
watch
if you
this
were
one.
looking for more monster,
if you
action,
wanted more
like,
monster action,
you're gonna get it.
watch the first one.
And don't see
And watch the
Pacific
second
Rim
one.
2. Don't see
Just
Pacific Rim
understand.
2.
Just consider the first one as like the prequel, the lead-in, and then watch the second one as well. Watch them both still.
Okay. What did you think, Alex? Because you were there too.
It was I haven't seen the first one.
What with Bryan Cranston?
I haven't seen like the 2014 or 15, whatever Godzilla
You
that
crap wagon.
You don't need to though, honestly. Did
It's
they
like-
have any tie-ins to other than Ken
was. Other
Watanabe
than some
existing
of
in the
like,
first one?
characters, yeah. Like,
Yeah, he was the only one I think, and maybe the chick.
Did you know that one of the scientist guys at the Monarch or whatever that they show, I don't know if he actually is one of the main guys, but that they show is actually supposed to be the older version of the guy who gets recruited at the end of Kong Skull Island.
Okay, hold on, rewind.
I don't want to spoil too much, but
Dude,
Is
no,
it- is it
repeat
the-
what you
is it
said.
the
I
dude
didn't
with
follow.
the glasses, or is it
I think it's the young soldier dude, I want to say, gets recruited at the end of Kong Skull Island into Monarch. The one that survives, I think he has like a bandana. I think it's that guy. I'm not sure though.
Is he one of the
But
guys
he
at
ends
the
up. They
far
have someone
beginning
who's
of the
supposed to
movie?
be the older version of him in the new Godzilla movie. You know, because it's like fucking like what 40, 50 years in the future.
Oh yeah, because that was during Nam.
Yeah,
Oh, I love Kong Skull Island, or what was the movie called?
Kong Skull Island.
That movie, I did like that movie, but then they're like, what's the next movie they're supposed to make, Ross?
Well, let's
now that
see.
you already spoiled it.
Godzilla versus King Kong.
See, that to me is dumb. Because Kong, they even showed it in Kong Skull Island that Kong can easily just be set on fire and fucked to shit.
Well, that was like young Kong. Maybe like when he's fully grown, he'll be like fucking.
that
like-
wasn't fully grown Kong?
No, they literally said he's just a baby. The one guy says pretty much. That's why he's supposed to get up to the size of Godzilla. Like in Kong, he's not actually even close to the Godzilla size.
Really?
Yeah.
Holy shit. He's supposed to get bigger? Is he going to be... he's going to be fast.
I think in the movie they like show like the skulls of like the bigger ones, and he's like smaller compared to them. Like you could tell by looking.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
But he could still be easily caught on fire, though.
You got to.
So we're gonna have a naked, furless Kong.
We'll see if they go like the old movies where electricity gives Kong strength or whatever. Because that's what the old movies had, and it was amazing. He like bites the power line, and he's like. Rrr.
Well, think about it, because in like every single one of them get power from some sort of energy source.
Well, yeah, the
spoiler alert.
Spoiler.
Ghidorah gets power from electricity.
Yeah, exactly. When he sees the Transformer, and he's like, "Oh fuck!" and he bites it.
It just like destroys like everything.
Yeah. Oh my god, the fact that Ghidorah created tropical storms when he flew around.
Yep.
In like entire hurricanes with twisters. That was such a cool fucking aspect.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Because the wings are, because they're so fucking
Then they even
massive.
showed the Rodan aspect from the old movies where he caused like fucking like the winds when he would fly or whatever.
Yeah, because he's a straight flyer.
Yep,
he's a glider.
It's just freaking
more of a glider. Yep. And then Ghidorah is all like fucking flappy as fuck.
He has the sonic boom that follows him that just destroys everything.
Man. That everything about it. I see. I almost fell asleep during that movie.
There were,
but
some
we
parts
did
that,
see it at 11:45, so it was getting pretty late.
Yep.
But I did get it. Some parts were slow. I'm not gonna lie.
Didn't feel like sleep like right after I was, but during the movie,
and
I was like,
they made Mothra badass. That was cool.
Yep, because I didn't see like any of the older ones. I saw 1998. I think I saw Son of Godzilla when I was a kid.
The best Mothra ones are when it's like the caterpillar guys and they're like just shooting the stuff, like the like webbing or whatever. That's the funny part.
So, would you recommend?
I'd say see it at least once, see if you like it.
Okay. I mean, like, I'm gonna go with what Ross said. If you like the Bryan Cranston one, see this one.
Oh yeah. And if you didn't like the Bryan Cranston one because there wasn't enough big monsters fighting, watch them both, but just know that this one's way better.
This one has more monster on monster action in it.
For like if they want the action. Like
this one has way more action. Like the first one focused more on the human aspect.
Yeah,
I would say this one focuses like pretty. It's such a long fucking movie. They do both.
The humans seem like they got 10% of the writing time, and the rest of it was just spent on.
I don't know,
just CGI.
I was upset with reviewers for this movie because they were all telling me that the human shit was so bad.
I didn't. That's when I almost fell asleep.
When I watched it, I thought the dialogue was fine. I didn't think there was that much wrong with it when you consider it compared to other Godzilla movies. I thought it was fine. It literally
sounds like some kind of a 1990s Ventrilo memeing that someone recorded to YouTube.
How deep did you want them to go? The movie would have been another hour long. I mean, what?
Well, I fucking stayed in the theater for 3 hours for Infinity War. I'd be fine with a 3-hour Godzilla movie.
Well, so audience score 87% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yep.
39% for critic, of course,
Holy
like
shit,
always.
That even went down. Holy shit.
Yeah, but 87, you generally want to follow the fucking audience score.
Yeah.
I didn't care about the human shit, at all.
Like you said, like he says in the trailer, they're Godzilla's pets, pretty much.
Well, yeah. Well, that was the trailer line where they're like, so you want Godzilla to be our pet? No. We would be his.
Yep.
And that's and it's deep as fuck.
Yep.
But no, I don't know, man. Let me look at the Brightburn score for Totandamator.
Symbiotic relationship.
But so Brightburn has 67% audience score, 56% critic.
Yeah, but it's more split.
So this is, I would say, it's a very niche movie. I mean, you gotta like horror. And you gotta like superhero.
Yep.
So yeah, you gotta get both of those.
If you're into that dark superhero stuff, watch it probably.
It's like a villain being born
with
a villain origin story.
Yeah.
See the human aspect for Godzilla.
It's never been the biggest part of the movie.
The human aspect was merely a plot device to deliver the monster fight.
Pretty much.
Oh my god! I just figured it out.
They had to bend over backwards.
No, it is literally Dragon Ball Z and Pokemon, where you have action happening, and then you have Krillin on the side. Oh my god, he's using that big fucking attack. He's gonna fuck him right in the butt. and then other guy on the other side is like, oh my god, he's gonna counter with that, and then he's gonna use a nuke to do this, and they're like, just that's what the human aspect is. It's just like narrating actual shit that's going on, and like Pokemon and shit. Like, oh my god, I hope Staryu uses a water gun to fuck up that fucking Ember.
Oh look,
bitch.
another big Pokemon monster. What's this one's name? This one is Rodan, the fire demon.
I did like the fact that they explained that the Titans is that a spoiler?
What? They're kaijus?
That pretty much the reason.
Well,
I won't get into detail, but that the reasons that they wake up is because of changes to the Earth caused by, of course, us.
Oh yeah, they had heavy climate change in there.
They had climate change, atomic bomb testing, all that stuff, saying different things, events that we do wakes them up at different times, pretty much to try to make things right or whatever.
Yeah, that's
or if they're bad ones, wrong, of course. But
apparently Skull Island, they've been just chilling and breeding and living for a while there.
Yep.
So wait, the big things that Godzilla fights in the first one, the big bug things, those were the things in Kong Skull Island that he was fighting, right?
No, they're different.
Okay,
those are some of the bad things.
Like the bad Titan.
Each one has their own rival things, kind of.
His ancient rival.
Yeah, but those are really tiny compared to what Godzilla fought.
Those things,
they're
Godzilla's things they're supposed to be parasitic things that generally they hunt the Godzillas and find them when they're hibernating and kill them parasitically and stuff and kill their eggs and shit.
Oh shit!
I think is what the Muto ones are supposed to do.
Oh, and what is Kong's?
Kong's things,
they just try to kill them.
Those things just try to kill everything pretty much. They're predators.
Okay. So, that's exciting.
It's all about trying to undo the balance of things and shit, the bad things.
I don't think anybody's going to give a shit about King
Hollow
Kong
Earthers
and
will fucking love this
Godzilla.
movie.
Oh, God,
the
no.
Hollow Earth people, yeah.
And also people who want to see some of the feet people, when Godzilla and people are stomping around, they're going to fucking get off to that shit.
Yep. So, that's it. That's all we got. I do have some random stuff that I could talk about, but we used up enough time.
Yeah.
I did finish my playthrough of Final Fantasy VII. Mm-hmm. I just want to say that. I did not need Knights of the Round. I did not need to use Final Attack Phoenix. I couldn't even get Final Attack because I couldn't beat the... What do you need to do? You need to do the Golden Saucer battle square. You need to do it a shit ton. Mm-hmm. And then you need to do the special battles.
Did you do any of the weapons, the Ruby weapon or the...
I didn't actually.
Oh, yeah.
I was thinking of... I did Ultimate Weapon.
You did the Ultimate?
Because I saw that...
That's one that's required.
That's one pretty much required.
Oh, okay. I saw that floating in a lake, and then I got a sword. Mm-hmm. Cloud's Ultimate Sword. I did get Omni Slash, because I did beat the Golden Saucer. I used Vincent, actually. Battle Square, yeah. I did use Vincent, so I did get Omni Slash with his final... his ultimate weapon. Yep. So, but no, Sephiroth was a fucking bitch, dude.
Did you know that no matter what, once you get to a certain point in the final battle, it gives everybody Omnislash to use, even if you don't have it. For the last attack you do.
The cinematic thing? Kill him. That's a cinematic thing.
Yeah, but you have to choose Omnislash to use it, in that one part of the battle.
Yeah, but that's the only option they give you.
Yeah, everybody gets it though.
Even if you never got it on Cloud, you still.
You don't have.
Well, no, but you still have to fight the 3 fucking things before you even get to that cinematic.
The thing that brings the meteor through the whole solar system.
You
get to just go make a sandwich.
Go make a sandwich.
No, I had it on ×3 speed, baby.
Oh, okay.
He destroyed the entire solar system and the sun, then engulfs the planet in it, and then just damages you for I took pictures. It put me down to 6% of my health or some shit. I was really low, and then I hit him one more. No, that's when I got my limit break for Omni Slash, and then I killed him after that. And I'm like, wow, that was it. But yeah, Dragon Ball creator Akira Toriyama, knighted by France. That's pretty cool.
Yep.
Apple is killing iTunes. I'm just reading off random shit that we have. That's pretty cool. They're not necessarily killing their music business, iTunes. They're just you said, they're splitting them off into other things.
Yeah, it's not all under one umbrella now. They had music, they had videos, music, and all that under one thing. I think they're splitting it off into separate things now.
All right. Well, that's. Does anybody have anything else they want to say? Because we can cut it off.
Yeah,
we're done.
I mean, we're fine.
All right, go ahead and like and subscribe like usual. Do I have to say that every time?
Do you think
people that are this deep into YouTube to watch us don't know the drill?
They might not.
Hit the notification. Don't hit the notification bell. I never want people to do that. Don't do that. Don't do it. You don't need to know when we release a video. It should be every Tuesday. Sometimes we're late because this isn't our job because we don't make money.
Yeah.
Do we even have ads on our videos?
Well,
no, we don't have ads on our videos because we're not popular.
Or if I fall asleep when I get home from work and don't put it up till late at night.
Yep, and that's usually when it comes out on
That's
Wednesday.
what's happened last 2 times, I think.
Yep, and I even send a message and
then I
there's
look
no
at
response.
it 3 or 4 hours later and I'm like, oh, okay.
Yep, and then I go to bed and then I go to work and then I'm like, oh, it's up now.
Yep.
And then I have to do it as I'm at work with the fucking description and shit and the timestamps, which I could get fired for.
Don't do that then.
Well,
just wait.
Don't put it up late.
Jesus.
Put it out as soon as possible.
Calm yourself.
Okay.
You got a goose
Chris might feel better next week. We'll see. All right.
What are you
peace
going to
out.
do something so he doesn't or something?
No. See ya. Hey everyone, hope you enjoyed the episode. You could catch us currently at the Prime 4 podcast on iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, and Podcast Addict for audio only. If you want to see how fugly we look in real life, you can also catch us on YouTube under the Prime 4 podcast.